Haripriya, we can start the program.
അത് വെച്ചിട്ടില്ല കുഴപ്പമില്ല, ഇത് സാധനം പൊക്കടി. ഹലോ, സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യട്ടെ മിസ്സേ?
Yes.
Let's start our official inaugural session of the webinar conducted by the Department of Computer Applications. I request Ms. Bincy Michael, head of the department, to invite the dignitaries.
Respected manager, respected principal Dr. Maintenance, respected Darsa and course coordinator, Reverend Father George Bulligalai, our resource person, Mr. Justin John, divisional manager at ABB's Marine and Ports Business in Middle East, and Sales and Market Development Manager, Asia, Middle East, Africa. Dear faculties and students of various colleges, and dear colleagues. Welcome everybody to the international webinar on IT in Process Automation organized by Department of Computer Application in connection with World Computer Literacy Day. I would like to welcome the esteemed persons present here. First of all, I would like to invite our beloved manager, Reverend Father Agustin Parambil. His radiant presence encourages us and instills an inner strength. Father, I cordially welcome to this webinar. Next, I would like to invite our principal, Dr. Raji Varghese Mekaran sir. I humbly welcome Raji sir to the webinar. Next, I would like to invite our Bursar and course coordinator, Reverend Father George Bulligalai. Father, I cordially welcome to this webinar. This is our first day of the World Computer Literacy Day celebrations. We are endowed with a very renowned chief guest today, Mr. Justin John. He is responsible for ABB Marine and Ports business in the Middle East. He has been working for marine and ports related business for the last 19 years. He has been working for ABB since 2006. Who has acquired mechanical engineering from the National Institute of Technology, Punjab. It is our honor to have a resource person like him to lead our webinar. Sir, I cordially welcome to this webinar. I would like to welcome all faculty members and students from various colleges. Thank you.
Our manager, Very Reverend Father Agustin Parambil, is a renowned academician. I cordially invite beloved manager to shower inaugural address.
ആദരണീയനായ പ്രിൻസിപ്പൽ ഡോക്ടർ രജി വർഗീസ് സാറെ, പ്രിയമുള്ള ജോർജ് പുലികാലച്ച എന്ന് നമുക്ക് വിശിഷ്ടാതിഥിയായിട്ട് എത്തിയിരിക്കുന്ന ശ്രീ ജസ്റ്റിൻ ജോൺ, ആദരണീയരായ അധ്യാപകരെ, വാത്സല്യമുള്ള വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളെ, മനോഹരമായ ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാമില് വളരെ പ്രാവീണ്യമുള്ള ഒരു റിസോഴ്സ് പേഴ്സൺ പങ്കെടുക്കുന്നു. നമ്മുടെ കോളേജിനെ സംബന്ധിച്ചും ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റിനെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് ഇത് വലിയ ഒരു അനുഗ്രഹമാണ്. കോർഡിനേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത പ്രിയമുള്ള ടീച്ചേഴ്സിനെ ഞാൻ ആത്മാർത്ഥമായിട്ട് അഭിനന്ദിക്കുന്നു. ധാരാളം കുട്ടികൾ ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാമിൽ നമ്മൾ നടത്തുന്ന എല്ലാ പ്രോഗ്രാമുകൾക്കും വലിയ പോസിറ്റീവായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു സപ്പോർട്ട് വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളുടെ ഭാഗത്തു നിന്നും കിട്ടുന്നുണ്ട്. നമുക്ക് ഈ കോവിഡിന്റെ കാലം ബൗദ്ധികമായിട്ട് യാതൊരു കുറവും വരാതെ വളരെ ഭംഗിയായിട്ട് ഈ കാര്യങ്ങളെല്ലാം മുന്നോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുപോകുന്നതിന് എല്ലാവരെയും പ്രോത്സാഹിപ്പിക്കുന്ന പ്രിയമുള്ള പ്രിൻസിപ്പൽ ഡോക്ടർ എജി വർഗീസ് മേക്കാടൻ സാറിനെ ഞാൻ വളരെ ആത്മാർത്ഥമായിട്ട് അഭിനന്ദിക്കുകയാണ്. സാറിന്റെ പ്രത്യേകമായ പ്രോത്സാഹനവും താല്പര്യവും ഓരോ ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റും ഇതുപോലെ മുൻപോട്ട് പ്രോഗ്രാമായിട്ട് വരുന്നതിനകത്തുണ്ട്. അതുപോലെ നമ്മുടെ സെൽഫ് ഫൈനാൻസിങ് ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റുകൾ വളരെ ഭംഗിയായിട്ട് അല്പം ശങ്കയോടുകൂടി ആദ്യം നിന്നുവെങ്കിലും ആരംഭിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ അത് വളരെ മനോഹരവും വളരെ ഗംഭീരവുമായ രീതിയിൽ മുന്നോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുപോകുന്നുണ്ട്. അത് പ്രിയമുള്ള ജോർജ് പുലുകാലച്ചന്റെ നിരന്തരമായ സാന്നിധ്യവും പ്രോത്സാഹനവും ഒക്കെയാണ്. ടീച്ചേഴ്സിനും സ്റ്റുഡൻസിനും ഒക്കെ ഇത്തരത്തിൽ വളരെ നല്ല പ്രോഗ്രാമുകൾ കോർഡിനേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് കൊണ്ടുപോകാൻ സാധിക്കുന്നത് ഞാൻ രണ്ടുപേരെയും ഏറ്റവും ആത്മാർത്ഥമായിട്ട് ഞാൻ അഭിനന്ദിക്കുകയാണ്. നമുക്ക് കോളേജിന് നിങ്ങൾ നൽകുന്ന ആ സപ്പോർട്ട്, വളർച്ചയ്ക്ക് നിങ്ങൾ എടുക്കുന്ന ഓരോ ചുവടുവയ്പ്പും വളരെ വളരെ നിർണായകമാണ്. അതിന് പ്രത്യേകം നന്ദിയും ഞാൻ അറിയിക്കുകയാണ്. എല്ലാവർക്കും എല്ലാ ഭാവുകങ്ങളും, പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ജസ്റ്റിൻ സാറിനെ ഞാൻ വളരെ ആത്മാർത്ഥമായിട്ട് സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യുന്നു. ദീർഘവർഷങ്ങളായിട്ട് 19 അതിൽ കൂടുതലോ വർഷങ്ങളായിട്ട് വളരെ ഉന്നതമായ ഒരു പൊസിഷനിൽ എത്തി നിൽക്കുന്നു എന്നുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ ജസ്റ്റിൻ സാറിന്റെ ഫോട്ടോ കാണുമ്പോൾ വളരെ ചെറുപ്പമായിട്ട് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു. 19 എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ എത്രയും സർവീസ് ഉണ്ടോ എന്ന് എനിക്ക് സംശയം തോന്നി. എങ്കിലും അത് ഞാൻ വിശ്വസിക്കുകയാണ്. യു ലുക്ക് വെരി യങ്. അതൊരു വലിയ കാര്യമാണ്. താങ്ക് യു. നമ്മുടെ ഈ സ്ഥാപനത്തിലേക്ക് പ്രത്യേകമായിട്ട് ജസ്റ്റിൻ സാറിനെ സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഒരിക്കലെങ്കിലും ഈ മനോഹരമായ അരുവിത്തറ സെന്റ് ജോർജ് ക്യാമ്പസിലേക്ക് നേരിട്ട് എത്തണമെന്ന് കൂടി അഭ്യർത്ഥിക്കുന്നു. നന്ദി. എല്ലാവരെയും ദൈവം അനുഗ്രഹിക്കട്ടെ. പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞു കേട്ടോ.
Thank you, Father. I cordially invite backbone of our college, respected Dr. Reggie Varghese Mekadan, to deliver the presidential address.
ഞങ്ങളുടെ ഈ സ്ഥാപനത്തെ മുന്നിൽ നിന്ന് നയിക്കുന്ന ഞങ്ങളുടെ വലിയ ബഹുമാനപ്പെട്ട മാനേജർ അഗസ്റ്റിൻ പാലക്കിപ്പറമ്പിലച്ച, കോളേജിന്റെ കോഴ്സ് കോർഡിനേറ്ററും ബർസാറുമായ ജോർജ് പുലുകാലച്ച, ഇന്ന് വിശിഷ്ട അതിഥിയായി എത്തിയിരിക്കുന്ന ജസ്റ്റിൻ ജോൺ സാറെ, ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റ് ഓഫ് കമ്പ്യൂട്ടറിന്റെ ചുമതല അമരത്തിരിക്കുന്ന ബിൻസി മിസ്സെ, പ്രിയ അധ്യാപക ശ്രേഷ്ഠരെ, പ്രിയ വിദ്യാർത്ഥിനികളെ, മാനേജൻ സൂചിപ്പിച്ചതുപോലെ അനുദിനം വ്യത്യസ്തമായ പ്രോഗ്രാമിലൂടെ ഈ കലാലയത്തിലെ ധാരാളം ബൗദ്ധികമായ എക്സസൈസുകൾ നടക്കുന്നുണ്ട് എന്നുള്ളത് വളരെ സന്തോഷം നൽകുന്നു. അതിലെ ഇന്ന് നടക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത് കമ്പ്യൂട്ടർ ഓട്ടോമേഷനുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെടുത്തി ജസ്റ്റിൻ ജോൺ സാറാണ് നമ്മുടെ കലാലയത്തിലേക്ക് വെബിനാറിലൂടെ കടന്നു വരുന്നത്. അരുവിത്തറ സെന്റ് ജോർജ് കോളേജിനെ കുറിച്ചെല്ലാം അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് ഉത്തമ ബോധ്യമുണ്ട് എന്ന് ഞങ്ങൾക്കറിയാം. തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ സാന്നിധ്യം സന്തോഷം നൽകുന്നതോടൊപ്പം ഈ ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റ് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് വളരെ അഭിമാനം നൽകുന്ന ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റാണ്. നമ്മുടെ കുട്ടികൾ മിടുക്കരായി മാറേണ്ടതും ഉന്നതമായ സ്ഥാനങ്ങൾ ഭാവിയിൽ അലങ്കരിക്കേണ്ടതുമായ ഒരു ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റ് ആണ്. അത്തരത്തിൽ ഈ ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റിൽ നടക്കുന്ന എല്ലാ പ്രോഗ്രാമുകളും നമ്മൾ സന്തോഷത്തോടെ വീക്ഷിക്കുകയും ശ്രദ്ധിക്കുകയും ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള വെബിനാറുകൾ ഈ കലാലയത്തിലെ കുട്ടികൾക്ക് പ്രയോജനം നൽകട്ടെ. മാനേജർ സൂചിപ്പിച്ച ജസ്റ്റിൻ ജോൺ സാറിനെ എപ്പോഴെങ്കിലും നേരിട്ട് കലാലയത്തിലേക്ക് വരുവാനുള്ള സാഹചര്യം ഒരുക്കട്ടെ എന്ന് മാത്രം ആശംസിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാം ഭംഗിയായി നടത്തുവാൻ നേതൃത്വം വഹിക്കുന്ന അധ്യാപകരെയും അതിൽ പങ്കെടുക്കുന്ന വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളെയും അഭിനന്ദിക്കുന്നതിനും ആശംസകൾ നേർന്നുകൊണ്ട് നിർത്തട്ടെ. നന്ദി.
Thank you, sir. The resource person here today is Mr. Justin John, Division Manager at ABB's Marine and Ports Business in Middle East and Sales and Market Development Manager.
ഹരിപ്രിയ,
Yes.
നമ്മുടെ ബൽസാറച്ചൻ ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ബൽസാറച്ചന്റെ ഒരു മെസ്സേജ്. ഹരിപ്രിയ,
എന്തോ മിസ്റ്റർ ബൽസാറച്ചനെ ഇൻവൈറ്റ് ചെയ്യട്ടെ.
ഓക്കെ.
Now I invite our vibrant Balsar, Father George Pullakalayil, to deliver the felicitation.
ഏറ്റവും ആദരണീയനായ കോളേജിന്റെ പ്രിൻസിപ്പൽ ഡോക്ടർ റെജി, ഏറ്റവും ആദരണീയനായ കോളേജിന്റെ മാനേജർ ഡോക്ടർ അഗസ്റ്റിൻ പാലക്കപ്പറമ്പിലച്ച, കോളേജ് പ്രിൻസിപ്പൽ ബഹുമാന്യനായ റെജി സാറെ, ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റ് ഹെഡ് ബിൻസി മിസ്, ആദരണീയരായ അധ്യാപകരെ, ഇന്ന് നമ്മളോട് സംസാരിക്കുന്ന നമ്മുടെ റിസോഴ്സ് പേഴ്സൺ ഏറെ ആദരണീയനായ ജസ്റ്റിൻ ജോൺ സാറെ, പ്രിയ വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളെ, ടെക്നോഫീലിയ എന്ന പേരിൽ IT വീക്ക് BCA ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റുകാർ ഇവിടെ ആഘോഷിക്കുകയാണ്. ടെക്നോഫീലിയ എന്ന വാക്ക് തന്നെ ടെക്നോളജിയെ സ്നേഹിക്കണം എന്ന വലിയ സന്ദേശമാണ് നമുക്ക് തരുന്നത്. ടെക്നോളജിക്കൽ സ്കില്ലില്ലാതെ ഇന്നത്തെ ലോകത്ത് ജീവിക്കാൻ കഴിയില്ല എന്നുള്ള ഒരു സാഹചര്യമാണ് ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കുന്നത്. പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് കോവിഡ് പാൻഡമിക് നമ്മളെ ടെക്നോളജിയെ കൂടുതൽ ഡിപ്പെൻഡ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ഒരു അവസ്ഥയിലേക്ക് എത്തിച്ചിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഇത്തരത്തിൽ ഒരു വെബിനാർ സംഘടിപ്പിക്കുന്നത് എന്തുകൊണ്ടും ഉചിതമാണ്. ഇത് കുട്ടികളുടെ കമ്പ്യൂട്ടർ സ്കിൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ IT ടെക്നോളജി കൂടുതൽ പഠിക്കുന്നതിനും അതിനെക്കുറിച്ചുള്ള അവയർനെസ് ഉണ്ടാകുന്നതിനും കാരണമാകുന്നു എന്ന് വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു. ഇതിനായി ഇന്ന് നമ്മോടുകൂടെ ആയിരിക്കുന്നത് ജസ്റ്റിൻ ജോൺ സാറാണ്. സാറ് ഒരു ഇന്റർനാഷണൽ ലെവലിൽ നിന്നുകൊണ്ടാണ് നമ്മളോട് സംസാരിക്കുന്നത്. സാറിന്റെ സാന്നിധ്യത്തെ ഞങ്ങൾ വിലമതിക്കുന്നു. അതിയായ സന്തോഷമുണ്ട്. നിങ്ങളെല്ലാവരെയും ഇതിലേക്ക് സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് എല്ലാവർക്കും നല്ല ഒരു ദിവസം, നല്ലൊരു ക്ലാസ് ആശംസിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് എൻ്റെ വാക്കുകൾ നിർത്തുന്നു. നന്ദി.
The resource person here today is Mr. Justin John, Division Manager at ABB's Marine and Ports Business in Middle East and Sales and Market Development Manager, AMEA. I welcome you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. I hope I am audible to you.
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Thank you. Thank you very much for confirming. And I had a lot of good words. Father Augustine, Father George, Regisar, Bensimis, all the faculty members, students who are eagerly waiting here, and also for your active participation. I don't know how many students you have, but I could see something like around 100 participants in this meeting. As Father Augustine mentioned, ബൗദ്ധികമായിട്ട് പുറകോട്ട് പോകാതെ ഈ ഒരു കോവിഡ് ടൈമില് we all are creating an environment for learning. So this is what exactly the software engineers are doing. Without your support, without your effort, the software's involvement and dedication to improve the lifestyle of the person, a lifestyle of the community, we would not have reached this level. And Google is helping us, Microsoft is helping us, and there are a lot of small players around the world, like young budding talents like you, who has been into this industry for many years, maybe dreamed. So many old generations might have been dreaming about this situation, but then COVID actually pulled everything towards this level. So the situation last 1 year has not been very good for all of us to be in face to face meeting, or even having a school, colleges where we could actually sit together and learn. But I would say that even from the business point of view, we didn't have any department meeting from March in face-to-face meetings, but we have been doing an excellent job. Many of the industries are doing an excellent job when it comes to the business aspect. Even we have done remote commissioning, we have done remote installations, supporting using many technologies. I will touch upon a few of the applications what process industry does in terms of software development, how software is helping the process industries to excel in their life, in their business, and also how we are making the life of a person more convenient and more pleasurable to work with the IT and software applications. I will share the screen. I have prepared a few slides for you. Let me know when you can see the screen. I will present in May I know if you can see the screen?
Yes, sir, we can see.
All right. So as I mentioned, I would like to go through, give a glimpse of what's happening in a process industries. Process industries means it starts from mining, where we do the mining of the metals, and then to the industries, oil and gas, and marine, ports, cranes, and that is actually the backbone of the industries. Then how these industries are implementing solutions based on software and IT to be in the race, and also helping helping the worldwide population for a better living conditions. Before I start, I would like to urge, and also I know that there are some limitation because we are not in the face-to-face meetings or face-to-face discussions, but I urge everyone to go through these industries who are into this process automation or process industries, like ABB is one of them, Siemens, Honeywell, Yokogawa. So those are the industries really working with the product and software, because without software nowadays the products are just a hardware. It doesn't have any brain, it doesn't have any life. So we are creating products, smart product. Everyone is calling smart product to enable the communication, enable the proper working, enable increasing the efficiency and availability and safety. So if you see the screen, I mean, I've just mentioned about the mining industry. So you could actually imagine this is a mining industry. And see the condition of the people. If it is in India, in the US, in Europe, or in Africa, it's almost same. People have been working in this mining industry, very tough job, and it takes a lot of time. They have to be away from home, from family, and they can expect a lot of unexpected things during their working conditions. And as a software engineer, do you really want to work in mining industry? That's a good question I want to really ask. Do you really want to work? I am not expecting any answer because I don't think, I don't know if anybody can answer, any of the students. And how about these kind of industries? This is a mining industry. See, mining, you can see the 2-3 engineers, they are process engineers, they are software engineers, they are IT engineers. They are overseeing what's happening in the underground mines. Just look at the simulations they have made. How this is possible? This is possible with IT infrastructure and software and creating a smart product. In Bangalore, there are a lot of software industries, core software industries, you call it, so Infosys, Wipro, TCS, and so many industries. But there is also a lot of industries in Bangalore and in all across India who are creating products like ABB, Siemens, GE, Honeywell. They are actually they are not manufacturing the product mainly in India, but they are creating the software for these products. These are the products, those are installed in these kind of mines, in these kind of industries. That is why I wanted to give a glimpse of how a software engineer can get into these kind of industries, acquiring knowledge, and how acquiring those kind of knowledge where the product development where the product development can contribute. So look at this picture. This has a lot many equipments working remotely, far away, quite far away, but there is a comfortable environment created for the people, for the employees to work, and can simulate what's happening and also monitor real time and control the equipments. So this is possible with the software applications and IT infrastructure. I will touch a couple of slides on 5G later. I'll also touch one topic, digital twin. I don't know if you have heard about it, and if you have been working to gather knowledge in digital twin, I urge you look into these kind of topics from these industrial websites. So we in industrial term we call it as Industry 4.0 or smart mines. In the mining segment, we call it as smart mining. Mining is not my favorite industry where I'm working. I've been working in marine and ports. That's the marine industry and cranes industry. But mining is all set to get into this kind of high level of software integration and IT infrastructure, so that we are creating a good environment for people. So the industry, what I have mentioned, if you see the mining, and then it's also ports, you can see here, it's also, you can see the processing of these minerals, that those are actually the metal processing, mineral processing industries, melting, and then it comes to the grid, and then it is transporting from one port to the next port, it transported by ship. And there is also another, I will touch on the software industry in the, the oil and gas industry in the next. So when we look at why digitally connected products and systems important, and what are the value proposition these are giving, three main things which I would like to stress here. One is sustainability and safety. Every industry in the world is talking about sustainability. It was only safety sometime 10 years back or even 5 years back, it was all talking about HSE, health and safety and environment. But environment aspect has actually grown into a level where we talk about sustainability. We need to create a good environment. We can create a good environment just to clean up the things, and then we dump something in somewhere. But we are talking about sustainability. The digitally connected products and systems, by optimizing their capex, maximizing the productivity, and optimizing the usage of polluting equipments and systems, we're creating a sustainable and safety environment. Sustainability is key. Then optimizing the capex. When we have a product that can do multiple tasks, it can be used for multiple solutions. Over the past, say something like 20 years back, we used to have motors. We used to have motors were driven direct online. We call it this because it's directly connected. Or we could actually change the frequency, or we could actually change the speed of the motor by having a 2 or 3 or 4 different speeds. But what has been developed in the past, which actually helped the process industries to gain an efficiency, which is 30% or more efficiency, by using a frequency converter. So there is an equipment that is called variable speed drive, variable frequency drive, we call it. This variable frequency drive the brain is software, and the electronics part is actually controlled by the software and given voltage or current. And then this is controlling the motor speed based on the requirements. So what happens, it's actually we are optimizing. We are actually reducing, increasing the efficiency. When a motor is connected with the frequency converter, and we are changing the speed and getting the work done, it's about 30 to more, at least minimum 30% efficiency is gained. Then of course maximize the productivity. We have a few examples when we look at the terminals, container terminals. You might have seen containers. I'm also from Kanjirappalli, so we don't see much containers running around our street. But if you go to Kochi, if you go to Trivandrum or even Mumbai, you can see a lot of containers. So these containers are transported by ship, and then it's unloaded in the terminals. These containers are unloaded by container cranes. These cranes, there is a person who is actually sitting on the crane, and he is actually lifting the container, loading on the truck, and truck driver is moving with the container. So the productivity means for operating one crane, we need at least 4 people standby. Okay, 3 shifts and 1 person is standby. So 4 persons. So when we started discussing about automating the container terminals, especially in Dubai, it is very, very easy. In Europe, it is very easy because we can reduce the number of people. But when we started discussing in India, it was not so easy in the beginning. They said, "Oh no, we don't want to. We have a lot of people, and we can use these people, and there is a lot of availability of manpower, so we don't find a problem." But then we talk about we are not moving people. We are not actually reducing the number of people. We are moving people from the crane to office. Same what I have shown in a couple of slides behind for the mining industry. What we have done, We automated the entire crane with the product, software, and connectivity, IT infrastructure. And when a ship comes, the crane knows where to go and which all are the containers to be picked up from the crane, and then it actually scans the ship and it adjusts the speed, it adjusts the height, and pick the container. It's all done. A little bit of artificial intelligence is used, but not to the fullest extent. But it actually works seamlessly without any issue. There are operators sitting in the terminals. The crane is calling operator if crane feels that the crane needs some support, or the crane feels that the container has some deformation or something else. So we are increasing the maximum. We are maximizing the productivity. So in India we have this our Vizhinjam port is already awarded, and this is also with the fully automated container terminal. It's fully automated cranes. So sustainability and safety, optimized capex, and maximizing the productivity. Another thing which I would like to give a glimpse, apart from this, we are able to do predictive maintenance. This is more of a software, machine learning. And I have seen that you have a session on data mining, and data scientist is giving you a lesson, giving you a lecture on the 4th day. I am pretty sure that you would enjoy this. This is about machine learning, how the data is used. I think he will have more because he's really into the subject knowledge expert in this matter, because I am not directly dealing with the software programming, because I have never done a software programming, but I only use the solutions. So predictive maintenance, prescriptive analysis, and these are the things which is used by the data scientists. And using this data, software engineers are collecting the data, they are making algorithms, and the people sitting behind who knows the product actually predicting the maintenance requirements and giving a prescriptive analytics as this is what is happening. In the shipping industry, okay, I'll go to the next. When we look at the oil and gas industries, the oil and gas industries also, to an extent, mining, not that bad as mining, but it is an environment where people are staying long, for quite long days outside their house, and they have to stay at least 28 days offshore, and the environment is not that good. And it was very difficult, and even now it is very difficult to find people who has intention and who has really an aptitude and attitude to go to this kind of industries. Especially when we look at the software engineers, who, especially most of you want to be software engineers. That's why you are here. You are not looking at a job where you need to get your hands dirty and you need to go and go on a chopper and land on a platform of software industry. I mean, where oil and gas industries are there, and then work in a 50 degrees Celsius or even more, high humidity, and then fixing the things with your laptops, go to the engine room and connecting with the engine and fixing these things. So you want to do something from office or something from a good working condition. That is why we have a collaborative operating centers where all the industries, and they are connected to the wells, they're connected to the product where software industry engineers are working. Yesterday, we had a problem in one of our ships here in UAE. And we sent one of our engineer who is into the electrical systems, but we got continuous support from a software engineer sitting in China in certain cases he was actually changing the program and sending over to us through email, and we were uploading and we solved the problem. So this is what a software engineer can expect when you work in a process industries, and you really know what is happening and how these products are behaving, and how software is making impact to the people, especially on the core industries. Digital twin, I just touch upon digital twin. I urge you to just look into this. Then cybersecurity resilience. This also I will not touch. I will not go through the cybersecurity part. I'm pretty sure you guys are quite familiar, and also you are doing research and you are doing studies on cybersecurity. It's a very important thing, especially in the process industry. It's not just a bank is getting a threat and we are losing a lot of money, and we can find people who have who took this money, and we may be able to find it at the end of the day. But when we look at the process industries, a few years back, one of the biggest companies in the world got a cyber attack, and it really affected the whole operation, and I don't know how much loss they have made. They posted. It's a huge. And last year, it was there in the public domain. Maersk is one of the biggest shipping companies in the world. Their entire operations around the world, they are having more than 500 vessels, owned and chartered vessels, and many ports around the world. And all the ports were stopped for almost 3 days because of cybersecurity attacks. So please pay attention and also excel your knowledge if you are interested as a security man and in the cybersecurity space. So digital twin. Digital twin is a concept which has evolved over the past maybe 3 years or 4 years, and there's a lot of developments happening in this area. Digital twin, I can give an example. If we are working with you might have seen a lot of substations in the the electrical systems, substations. So these substations in the digital twin, they create this substation in software and actually apply all the real-time aspects. And they actually built all the equipments in the programming, and they install it, and they start running this substation. So in the design phase, system integration, it really helps to reduce the capital cost, because we are creating a system integration and we are testing it much before even the system is actual products are designed, are manufactured. Then we can run it for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. We are simulating, so we don't need to do it for 10 years. We can do it for maybe 10 minutes, and applying all the stress to the system, and then do the diagnostics. And then we can predict what all things can happen in the next couple of years, or 10 years, 15 years. What is the life cycle time of these equipments? And then how we can connect this advanced services like connectivity, IoT connectivity, analytics, algorithms, and etc. So digital twin, there's a lot of industries are working on it. They are. It is going to be helping in a very big way in terms of the cost of a product or cost of a system. So Few examples I've taken from my company. Few examples of what we have done. We have done a virtual commissioning of a discrete manufacturing. It's a manufacturing site. We did a fully simulate the exact replica of the factory line in virtual 4D real time, and including automated motions over time. So what happened is 25% the commissioning time reduced. So again, look at where we started. We want to create a good environment for the people. If a service engineer or commissioning engineer goes to a site where there is no air conditioning, there is no connectivity, there is no roads, he can do this job in 25% less time. It really helps him to we are creating a good environment for him, and also for the company who is actually installing, so that they get a better productivity, and they can start the process faster. Pharmaceutical companies, and we have these all are real cases. 40 to 70% of the time spent on integrating systems by installing digital twin model interfacing, because when we do as I mentioned about our ship yesterday, where we installed something 2 years back, but it was not working, and we had to make changes. These things are tested in real time, and we are going to the site. Not that we go to the site and start building the logic. Logic will be there, but start building the programs. Because when we do this DCS, distributed control systems, the programming is done, but there's a lot of work is done at site. They have to change because there are a lot of third-party systems integrated into a main company system, so they have to do a lot of changes to the program which is already done. But if we know this, and if we can simulate all these things much before, it reduces a lot of time. It's also across industries. Look at terminals, mining, and products like electromagnetic flow meters. Then at the end of the day, incubating disruptive technologies, because we are testing and trying a technology, and before even going to a customer and asking for a pilot, because it is not as easy as before to get a pilot to start from the scratch. So we need to show certain commitment, and also a kind of a success rate before even we start talking to a customer for getting a pilot project. In this kind of situations, we are incubating a disruptive technology. If you see, these things are really working with the core industry, and how the software is complementing or even taking control of the core industries, and making changes in the way the process industries, or even the even any industries behaves and work in the future. Most of the time we spend in the industry maintenance based on the maintenance schedules. So we know that there are certain, we change wear and tear equipment, wear and tear materials, or wear and tear parts of a motor or generators, or after certain time the capacities are changed. After a certain time the batteries are changed. I mean, if you take a car to our showroom, most of the car manufacturers will say, okay, battery is fine. But when we reach back home, I mean, when we return, the battery may be down. And when we call the service station and say, hey, you just looked at the battery and you said that everything is fine, and when I reach, it's not working. So most of the cases they say, no, we cannot predict battery. Battery is something, it's out of our control. But it is getting in much big way in predicting any product that needs a maintenance or replacement. Even the big industries, or even if as I mentioned about the car industries, most very high-end car manufacturers already started, and they give a predictive maintenance schedules, predictive analysis of the car or of the products. So in a way, the software, machine learning, the analysis and digital twin, these are helping for a predictive maintenance of the equipments. Few use cases. In one of the applications where from my company ABB, and I think it's also our competitors like General Electrics or Siemens, Honeywell, they all started using remote diagnostics and predictive maintenance from around 2000 to maybe 2010 onwards. The reasons were, earlier days, the Europe was dominating in the industry sector, and most of the solutions were there from there. And then China started picking up, but they couldn't actually move the resource who has the knowledge of maintaining or installing or even designing these equipments. So what has been done? Established a connection. That time it was not that easy to get an internet connection on board a vessel or a remote places in, say, in Nigeria or Uganda or even in the West African countries. It was not that easy. Even in South America. So what has been done? Even with the low connectivity, getting a data from the industry or a moving vessel or a platform and analyzing that data for the diagnostics. So we actually talk about, one data, we're getting a one package of data in 10 minutes. It's actually something like 200 KB or less. But we are making a diagnosis of the entire equipments of maybe a $10 to $15 million of equipments in a plant using this data. So that is how the software has developed, collecting the raw data and analyzing it and using it for a remote diagnosis. How this is helping in improve the environment footprint. I mean, what we have done, we have experienced that we have reduced 90% of the travel time, the hotel stay, because we are not sending service engineers left and right across the world to go and find out the problems. We are finding the problem. The worst case, we send a service engineer to fix the problem, and that might take a couple of hours or maybe a couple of days. So overall, we are minimizing the cost. So remote diagnostics and predictive maintenance, just keep it in your mind. I think this is going to come more and more often, even in our daily life. We will get, diagnostic advisors from everything what we use, even in the mobile phones. If we allow the companies to use our data for analysis, I think they start reducing. But I don't know if they are giving a real-time advice, but they can give it. So I just took a few examples of, this is from hospital, laboratory, how the, now you guys, all of you are working or maybe studying from home and working from home. It became so much flexible to keep a person where they want to be. They want to be in a remote place, and they like to be on a hilly area, on a hill station to work. We can do that because if we have internet and if we have software applications to support, we can have and we can support any industry anywhere in the world. And this has been happening since March. We had one example I can say. We had a lot of trouble when we talk to customers, especially in the Middle East. There are different customers. Some are high end, some are low end. They want to see persons face to face before even finalizing anything. And you also, we all want to see somebody before we buy something. But now that's not required. Everyone is using Teams, Google Meet, or different applications, and seeing. We are creating simulations. We are actually presenting solutions in a much more effective way than we were having a face-to-face meeting, because we can test it, we can run it, we can produce a good results. So software, this is one of the examples I've taken from Siemens, how they are supporting the hospital and laboratories using their remote diagnostics. As I mentioned, I want to just give just to touch on 5G. 5G, as you know, it's going to make the world in a different look altogether. I have been talking about the industries, mining, and cranes, shipping, and also oil and gas industries, maybe paper, pulp, cements, and etc. All these are process industries. All these industries now, they need to have an optical fiber connected everywhere. Look at how much optical fiber is going to be connected between the cranes in a container terminal. Whenever you get a chance, you should actually go and have a visit to these terminals and process industries, and then you should make a project or study how software can help them. Because there are a lot of scope in Kerala. I have seen that that we could really help if industry working together with the colleges like yours can create a lot of value to them, and it will be a good opportunity for you to help with the software applications. Maybe it starts from the time stamping till maybe a dispatch, but you should really look into these industries and also pay some industrial visits so that you get a wider overview of software applications. So 5G, as I mentioned, all these things are connected through optical fibers. So optical fibers, we are removing the optical fiber in 5G application. 5G when we implement 5G. So industries. Like a big industry, refinery will have their own 5G network, and then all the equipments will be communicating through 5G. So it finally reducing the cost, and it actually enabling the barrier of implementing implementing software and IT applications. So intelligent energy distribution network, or public safety, or automated cars, or you name it, anything you can do. So pay some attention to 5G companies like Ericsson. There's a Chinese company, Huawei. There's Motorola. These are the companies who are actually creating these networks, and they are using IT networks, which is also part of your curriculum, software as well as IT infrastructure. So think about that, and also give some importance for your IT knowledge. So I've touched upon this. So various applications, various industries, and 5G will be everywhere in a couple of years. and it will really change the barrier for being a fully automated or implementing software and IT applications in the industries. So I just want to give a glimpse, and this is my last slide. Today we have different industries and what we are going to expect, what we can expect in 25 years. So everything will be connected. We want everything to be connected, everything to talk each other, and integrating batteries, hybrid solutions, and carbon footprint will be a topic everywhere. And then we will have many microgrids. Now, if you see, we have one grid which is connected to the central grid, and we have a grid means the supplying electricity to every household from a single grid. There will be many microgrids. If we can have a few wind turbines or a big land area where there we can install solar power, like Cochin International Airport, we can have a microgrid for a panchayat or for a village. There's a microgrid, and they are satisfying their requirements with that. So this needs to be integrated, and this needs to be these houses needs to be talking each other. Who is charging? Who is using? Who needs more? Which industry needs more power? Where? And also fast charging of the electrical cars. It is there, but in next 25 years, I think it will be more and more. By 2025, it's actually this slide is from 2019. So now it should be more. 75% of the workforce will be millennials. So what I said, they won't be going into the industry and making their hands dirty, but they will be doing the job in a much smarter way. So the smart application, smart appliances, smart applications they will create. And all these things will be cloud-based technologies, artificial intelligence, machine learning, visualization, digital twin, industrial Internet of Things, which will be enabled by 5G 5G technology. So I don't know how much I could impact your thought process of software application in the process industry. So this is my last slide, and thank you very much. And Father Augustine was talking about my age. Okay, I passed out in 2001. So it's about 19 years. I have been working since then. So mostly with ABB, but I have also worked with other industries in Europe. Then also India. India have worked around 3.5 years, and after that is in Europe, and then in UAE, but looking after the Middle East and Africa, and also Asia with my second responsibility. So thank you very much for the time and also listening to me. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Sir, students have some queries they posted in the chat box.
Let me just look at.
First one, what about digital twin technology in India?
Digital twin technology, we have almost all the industries are started using it. From my company, I can say that we have a big setup in Bangalore. It's called Innovation Center. Most of the companies are having it. We are developing this digital twin from Bangalore for the world. So similarly, other industries also having their own capabilities, and they are working. So that it means that India is not. India is in the forefront of these technologies.
Another question, what are the job opportunities related to process automation?
The process automation, there are two different kind of jobs. One is IT side, that is the IT infrastructure, networking, and if you look into the companies like Cisco, Ericsson, Motorola, they are the one ruling these kind of industries with the IT infrastructures. And it is not it's not simply the IT infrastructure where we have a connecting number of computers. Here we are connecting a number of collaborative operations and operating centers, connecting the equipments, connecting different plants, and connecting and maybe in India ONGC, oil and natural gas corporation, ONGC has a collaboration center where they connected all their plants in one location and they can see. So this is done through IT infrastructure plus a software that is creating dashboards, pulling the data and making user-friendly dashboards.
One more question, sir. What are the areas we should focus to get placed in the field of process automation?
Especially the companies like not many companies are there in process industries. Not many means not a number of companies. You can see Siemens, Honeywell, Yokogawa. There are ABB, GE, then Schneider, Vicon. So say around 10 to 15 companies. Look into these companies. They are, also this, Bosch, the automotive industries. So these companies are recruiting heavily software. We are recruiting a lot of software engineers heavily. So that is somewhere I have seen that the focus is not coming from. Okay, there are a few colleges are actually really giving attention, and they are calling and they're actively promoting, but there is it's not really. Focus is mainly for the industries that are in the software side, but these industries are heavily recruiting. I expect that these industries will be the major employer. In the major employers in the future, because of the implementation of digital and technologies and making a smart products and solutions. Hope that answers your question. I urge everyone to have spend your time looking into this industry. In 5 years back, I used to send few magazines to my college, my engineering college. But nowadays it doesn't really require to send anything to, because everything is available in their websites, and a lot of information is available. Whatever I have presented, this also you can see in many of the open source information from this website, from these companies. Please pay attention and see how the technology is evolving, and how the industries are using your skills and solutions.
Sir, could you have some more time? There are another queries from students.
Yes, please. Because today is a holiday here, so I have some time.
How non-technical user benefit or participate in automation process? Is most of them code-based environment?
See, there is two aspects. One is electronics aspect, and then there is a software aspect. For example, we have a, I mean, if I understood the question correctly, can you repeat once again? This is, can you repeat once again?
Yes, sir. How non-technical users benefit or participate in automation process?
Okay.
Is most
See,
of them code-based environment?
non-technical means what do they mean? Is it non-technical in terms of electronics background or machine language or a layman? But if you can be specific, because I didn't really understand the non-technical, but I can try to answer in a different way if I understand correctly, and then if they have any questions, they can put. I consider technical maybe the high level of engineering skills, and second is the software skills. So software, both are engineers, softwares, and as well as the core engineering. Core engineering, they have the skills of the process, how the process should work, what should be the logic. Then the software side is actually creating using this logic and creating a program in the environment they are giving them. There is a fault found in a machine, but that fault is found in say if there is you all understand the sine wave. If there is a single phase supply and the sine wave is missing, that means something is going wrong. Software engineer will find out, and they will get a signal, and that the program will tell that okay, there is something is missing. That is the indication that what really went wrong. That the first instance, the core technical guy will go on and he will find out. But then what was happening before and after the fault happened, how many alarms came, how these alarms were matching with a similar installation somewhere different, power plant or some other plant. These all are these things are analyzed, and these things are made on a data level by a software engineer. So it's really a very high level of coordination between the software and the technical core technical guys. So it's both are actually engineers. I mean, they are working together, and without one, other cannot actually survive.
Next question: what is the scope of process automation in India?
India is going heavily on process automation. We have a lot of cement companies. We have a lot of power plants. We have refineries. We have ports industries. More and more ports are getting automated, and more charging stations are coming. More and more industries are coming. It's well received. Even as I mentioned, the port automation is on high agenda, and we have for us we have an order which we are executing for a container terminals. Same applicable for food and beverage industries. It's all going in a very high-end direction. And it is we are not behind in any of these technologies. And now with the help of government's effort of securing and procuring more from India, there's a lot of efforts in the international companies are doing to create value in India. so that be successful in winning orders. So that will help all of us to, or all of us to be in India and getting more jobs if once the industry starts picking up.
Okay. Is any drawback in digital twin technology? Next question.
Drawback in digital twin, the drawback can come only if the inputs are not correct. But these technologies are also evolving with artificial intelligence. Because I didn't give much stress on artificial intelligence because everyone talks about it, and we can also have a lot of information from the open sources. It is evolving. It is actually helping. I don't find that there is a drawback, but there is a lot of improvements can be done. So in a way, it is an evolving technology. It will keep on getting better and better.
Okay, thank you, sir.
There was
I
one comment actually: challenges for researchers in the era of fourth industrial revolution. I don't know if I understand this is a question, but I can say that there is a challenge, and researchers, the technologies are evolving, and all across the world there is a competition, and so keeping up to date with the technology and the knowledge, and also saying what you know and presenting what you know in a professional way is also important. Many occasions we actually failed not to be able to say to the world that we have these things. So be professional, communicate, make network, and be in the forefront of the technology, and also learn, study. Don't stop with the BCA, but study hard and get into the post graduation and look for a job.
Sorry, Priya.
Thank you, sir. Now I invite Miguel Jace for vote of thanks.
Hello. Respected dignitaries, faculties, and staff of the various colleges and their colleges, I would like to extend a few words of gratitude to our esteemed persons present at this meeting. First of all, I would like to express our sincere thanks to our beloved manager, Reverend Father Augustin Parikapamil, for his esteemed presence and inspiring words. Thank you, Father, for the support of the strength you have showered upon us. Next, I would like to express our sincere thanks to our principal, Dr. Reggie Varghese Mekaran, sir. He's a good leader and a great human being. Thank you, sir, for your valuable words. Next, I would like to express our sincere thanks to our Basa and coordinator, Father George Pulagalai. I extended the words of gratitude for his great support and inspiration. Thank you, Father. It was an interesting experience. We were moving through an app. Mr. Justin John has provided an insight into an avenue of IT-related fields. I'm sure the section has provided a new enthusiasm among the children of the computer application. I extended my sincere gratitude to Mr. Justin John on behalf of the Department of Computer Application. I use this opportunity to be thankful to all the faculty members, students, and all other participants of the webinar. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much,